Welcome to Moving Through and Beyond, a podcast dedicated to sharing inspired journeys of redefining life, vision, and purpose after immense hardship and grief. My goal with this podcast is to give you hope and to let my guest journeys inspire you to make the choice to keep looking up. I'm your host, Carey Conley. Hi, everybody. I'm Carey Conley, the host of Moving Through and Beyond podcast. I get the great honor to interview some pretty amazing people that are making a big impact in this world. And I am beyond honored to introduce a guest here tonight that needs really no introduction at all. And I thank you so much, Stedman, for being here today to do this interview.
Well, my pleasure, Carey. Thank you so much for having me. And I appreciate the work that you're involved in and also interested in. Thank you so much for your participation in CAYS, Community Alliance for Youth. Yes, yeah.
So we're going to talk a lot about CAYS, and I want to tell you all, just real quickly, for those of you who are new listeners, the mutual passion that Stedman and I have and why we're doing this interview is mostly around kids, young adults, and little kiddos, teaching them the importance of having a vision and a purpose for their life, because it's no secret that most of our kids are really struggling right now. And I got introduced to CAYS, this organization we're going to tell you all about, through some mutual friends of me and Stedman. And when people found out that I love teaching vision and purpose and that you were doing this too, this was just a great alignment. And I'm so excited that I got to meet you at an event that CAYS held last month in San Diego at one of the high schools. It was a conference of about 30 different speakers that got to come in and teach the kids a little bit about vision, purpose, why they matter, mental health, all the things. So I thank you for letting me be a part of that, Stedman. So have you done that event before at this high school? I think you have, right?
Well, we've been working on this Discover Your Purpose program for actually 11 years.
Right.
And it's kind of similar to the work that I do. I'm an author of a number of books, and I teach identity leadership, which is based on the philosophy that you can't lead anybody else until you first lead yourself.
Right.
So a lot of the work that I do is about self-empowerment, self-development, and all of that. So this is one of the many programs that we have done. We've done over the years, and we've served thousands of young people through this initiative. And it took us a while to get to this point where we realized that the common denominator for success is really, purpose in life and figuring out who you are, developing a process for self-actualization. And so we've created our own curriculum, and we are in the schools now. We gave 2 weeks ago, we did a career day for 1,000 young people at Carey High School. And so, along with our team and led by Candace, who is a part of our team, and of course, Bobby, the porter. And a host of other speakers, including yourself.
Right. It was an amazing event.
So, young people, you don't have a future if you're not working with young people. If you're not working in the youth department or youth areas, you're pretty much not, I don't think, doing a lot.
Yeah.
Because you got to prepare young people for 21st century.
Yeah. I got to hear you speak a couple of times at that event, and you shared a lot of statistics that I know concern me as much as it concerns you about what's happening with our youth right now. Do you want to share some of those statistics and kind of what you see going on?
Well, I think, social media has had an impact on our young people as well as adults, but certainly young people who are not able to understand how to navigate through it. Right. And there's probably a lot of mental health challenges, suicides going up. This is kind of the era of where, they're legalizing marijuana and all of those things. And so drugs are available a lot more frequently.
Right.
And, you don't know what kids are getting high on today. So, because it could be anything. And then you got fentanyl and opium and, all the things that are really dangerous and can destroy your life. Along with, of course, alcohol and all those other things that really don't help.
Right.
So there's a lot of challenges. And then, you got to be able to navigate through climate change and navigate through social economic development issues, economic issues, family issues, all of that. There's a lot.
Right.
And so
it is a lot.
You don't know who you are. If you have no core base, if you don't have anything to go back to that centers you,
right,
that allows you to start from ground zero and build up, it's tough.
Yeah.
And most people are stuck and doing the same thing over and over every single day. You learn how to memorize and take tests in school. You get labeled by a grade, and 2 weeks later you forget the information. You're not learning anything, and so you're not focused. And you don't have, a lot of times you don't have a career that you can work on to build, social economic development for yourself. So I just think you need to be able to understand how to connect the dots.
Yeah.
And how to start that process. And that's what we're doing with CAYS, Community Alliance for Youth Success, and Discover Your Purpose as the curriculum and as the program of choice.
Yeah. I've looked at the curriculum. What's so funny is that I've been doing this unofficially, teaching mostly adults until this point, Stedman, the importance of having a really crystal clear vision and purpose for their life. Up until about 5 years ago, I ended up becoming a coach for a lot of mostly female-based entrepreneurs. But then I lost my son to suicide. And then 3 years later, I lost my 26-year-old son, my husband first, and then my son. And when that happened, especially with my 26-year-old son, I just knew that age group and the younger ones were just really, really struggling. And this was before COVID, right? So now, like you said, we've just got a slew of problems going on. And our poor kiddos are being raised in a really, really challenging environment. And I have a saying that I used to say all the time, that when you have a clear vision, it becomes the anchor in all the storms of your life, right? Very similar to what you're saying.
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, it's very similar to what you're saying. Yeah.
Absolutely. I mean, having clarity,
right,
and having alignment around your core base, being able to source information and understand the value of knowledge and information, and also understanding the value of growth. How you actually grow. And that requires you being able to read a lot, organize information. It allows you to have some kind of a focus that when you have the information, how do you apply the information to your development? I know from my own personal life, learning how to learn. Right. Learning how to organize information around my talents, my skills, and what I love and what makes me happy changed my life. I mean, so most people know I was defined by race and defined by family, 2 special need brothers in my family, defined by my relationship with Oprah, all of that. So, unless you find your own way, man, the world defines you. Right. And whoever you that define you always define you as less than. So I learned that it's not how the world defines you. It's really about how you define yourself. But do you have the tools to actually do that? What does that actually look like? So this program, Discover Your Purpose program and curriculum, allows you to, created by Candace. And so it allows you to be able to organize your life in a way that you can eliminate a lot of those external issues that get in the way and focus on really developing and learning how to apply information and knowledge that you're getting in school currently, and how to make that relevant to your development can save your, can save you, right. Whether it's mental health issues or whether it's home issues or whether it's you didn't have a father or whether it's, dealing with all the external things, peer pressure, all of that. Is being able to really be able to understand your value and understand that the value that you give yourself is the value the world gives you. The world sees you as you see yourself. So we try to change their perspective of themselves so that they can build themselves, work on themselves, and create self-empowerment.
Right. When I went to the high school and I spoke to the kids, I asked them if they had ever thought about their future. And specifically, I get people to think in a targeted time frame, just so it gives them like a range to think of. And I asked them to think about how old they were going to be in about 3 years. and what they thought they might be doing with their life. And, most of them have no clue. They've never, ever been asked that question before or ever thought that they could create the life that they want to create. And so I love the curriculum that you're teaching because they so badly need this right now.
Well, hats off to Candace Fee because she's been she's been a hero to CAYS. She's been able to come in, create the curriculum. She's the driver to facilitate all of the speaking opportunities for us on this last career day. So she rewrites it, and we get a chance to test it out with young people, and boy, we get a lot of successes. And I mean, she's excellent. The principal at Carey is excellent. The teachers there working with her are excellent. The students are extraordinary students. They're smarter today than we were. They have more opportunities today. You couldn't have a better opportunity than to do this now because we have access to technology. Right. So to be able to take technology and utilize social media in a very positive way to learn how to apply that information and make it relevant to, again, your skill sets, your talents, your abilities, what you love and what makes you happy at an early age. Say at 13 or 14 years of age, you still have 80 or 90 years to develop a process of continuous improvement. You can improve your process of growth where you're growing more today than you were yesterday based on understanding the power of applying information to your development.
Right.
And this is self-determined. This is self-directed learning and lifelong learning. If you get that, then you're able to take charge of your own development. And you're gonna constantly grow inside of the greatest country in the world, which is America. Right. We have everything here. We have all of the resources. We have all of the systems. They pick you up and from a bus and take you to school. We have water. We have clean water. We have health facilities. We have all of that. So to be able to make that work for us is really a gift.
Right. Well, I'm so grateful that I was introduced to you into CAYS and have looked at the curriculum, and it's amazing. And there's a couple of different ways that this is facilitated through the schools, right? This is curriculum that I understand is for the teachers to bring into their classrooms at whatever way they want to, correct?
Yeah. So it can be. I mean, we're setting this up to where we want to have a 2-hour program. We want to have a 1-year program, and we want to have it over a number of weeks, and we also want it to be over a number of years.
Right.
So it's a train-to-training program. We're doing that again. Candace has done a fantastic job of kind of organizing that, along with our founder and co-founder Bobby Porter,
right?
Who was part of me and her co-founded CAYS. And we've been friends for a long time. But again, Bobby DePorter, as you know, is an extraordinary person and also former educator and author. And all these people that work with us in the Community Alliance for Youth Success, which is what our community organization is. And we've had over 100 people at our meetings. And the majority of the people, in fact, a great deal of the people are educators and who have a vested interest in education and in young people and in community.
Right.
So, I mean, that's what makes this work because we're volunteers on this deal. We're not getting paid. We strictly do this because we're trying to figure out how to help young people, especially, to be successful.
Yeah. Well, when I shifted my mission and I really wanted to focus on the young adults and the kids, I was searching for a way to bring curriculum into the schools. And I'm so grateful, like I said, that we got aligned because it's just so needed right now. And we've got so many epidemics going on that I just hope we can change the trajectory and start raising up a whole new, a lot more new generations of mental healthy, independent leaders in this world, which is so badly needed.
Actually, we can. I certainly wouldn't be spending 11 years in this with this organization if I didn't believe that we could actually change mindsets. Because I know my mindset changed when I discovered who I was, do what I love, the energy around, which was looking at the glass half as opposed to half full and focusing on the negative, instead of the positive. And so when you're able to change your perspective about life, and then you understand the importance of reading and learning and developing and taking that information and having the cognitive ability to be able to apply that information to your life every day so you can improve and be focused on what you're good at, and then do it over and over and over, repeat it over and over to where you get really, really good at what you do. And then to apply that to the American free enterprise system or the capitalistic market to create social economic development for yourself, it allows you to free yourself from all the external labels that are defined, that you're defined by: house and car, money and title, all those things that keep you in a box and that really kind of marginalize your existence as a human being.
Right. Yeah. When I was looking through all your information of all the things you've done, and obviously there's so much there that you have done for the world in the educational realm, and I looked into your identity leadership process, and I loved it, especially because the second one talks about vision. But I also love, and you've said this a couple times, how you realize that in order to become a great leader, it wasn't changing the mindsets of other people. It was changing your mindset about who you are, right? And knowing what your value is.
Now, you should say that again, actually. Actually, you should say that again. That is about as powerful as you can get. It's not about the other person. It's not about changing the other person's thoughts about who you are. It's about being able to change your own mindset, to create your own empowerment, to be able to take information, education, make it relevant to your heart, to your soul, and be a thinking human being, and then transfer that to the global marketplace today. Utilize technology as a tool to be able to empower yourself in the 24 hours that you have, which is what makes us all equal. Everybody has 24 hours.
Right.
The question, how are you organized? Can you organize the 24 hours that you have? And can you dream the dream and make it happen? As one author said when he talked about dreams, an English author, he says, all people dream, but not equally. Those who dream in the dusty recesses of their mind, they wake in the morning to find that it was vanity. But the dreamers of the day are dangerous people because they dream a dream and they make those dreams come true. They know how to make those dreams come true. And so our ability today to be able to utilize technology in a very powerful way is to make technology relevant to our dreams. So we understand that the process of success is the same for everybody, regardless of who you are. Yeah. And if you understand that and apply that process to your development, then you're going to do pretty well in life.
Yeah. And the earlier we can start teaching this, the better. Because I ended up, as I've told you, coaching a lot of entrepreneurs who are already well into their adulthood and very, very stuck, Stedman, because they just couldn't get past their own doubt, all their disappointments in life, their own fears, just had no self-confidence whatsoever, right? So I just love that we are aligning and helping these kids know who they are early on and have the confidence and the courage to go after their dream. I love that.
And there's so many programs available now. I mean, there's so many ways to learn now. I mean, you've got the YouTube channels on social media. You can call whatever you want up, and it will give you the answers to a lot of questions. It will show you how to do it. The process is about how. Nobody ever told me. They told me to go to school and get a job. Fine, no problem. But nobody told me how to do anything. Today, we have so much information available about the how. Yeah. So if we know who we are, we can figure out how to do it and do it very well.
So true. So tell me what is on the agenda for CAYS right now. What are the things that are the biggest goals that CAYS has?
Well, I think the biggest goal right now is we understand our purpose. No pun intended. We understand, we've been working at this a long time. We have curriculum that works. We're now focusing on the infrastructure of the organization to try to build it. We're focused on capacity building. We're focused on scalability. Okay. We're focusing on leveraging technology and organizing partners that can help us, again, apply this not to only us in San Diego, where we are in one school, but to be able to do this all over the world based on building a distribution network that allows us to disseminate the content in various forms that's relevant to a lot of different segments in the market. especially young youth markets where we are able to, at an early age, teach young people how to discover their purpose.
Right. Well, I am just so honored to be a part of this and to be making this kind of an impact in the world, especially, I'm now a grandmother. So my big concern is thank you, watching them now enter the school system and seeing a whole different way of hopefully raising our kiddos. I'm very passionate about, super passionate about it.
Well, I can the one thing that it's a leadership issue.
Right.
And so what we have to do is provide the way, just as you have to provide the way for your granddaughter and your family. Somebody has to break the cycle. Somebody has to do it.
Right.
So again, we cannot do this by ourselves. It takes a community organization. We are so fortunate to have so many people that have been there and have been a part of the organization that really kept it going. And we have a lot of great support from a lot of wonderful, I can't tell you, wonderful people who donate their time to try to find the secret for getting young people to self-actualize their own potential.
Right. Well, Stedman, I can't thank you enough again for this time to talk about CAYS and your mission. I feel, like I said, very honored that we're hopefully making this impact together. I'm excited to get more involved in CAYS and actually give it more promotion so that people become aware of it. And they can find the information. I believe it's cayspurpose.org is the website. If you guys are wanting to see more information about CAYS and all the ways that you can get involved. All right. So Stedman, thank you so very much. One last thing that you would like to say on what you are needing with CAYS right now.
Well, I think just Carey, thank you so much for your time, and we appreciate you. We appreciate all of the people that support CAYS. We're very excited about. Again, we've been working on this for 11 years. It's sometimes a little difficult. Yeah, so we're just building alliances and partnerships really are the key. So we're looking at again, organizing partnerships and working with our partners. And we are so excited about developing partnerships and relationships around, moving CAYS into a direction where we can help as many young people as possible. And so we are very thankful for people who have helped us get there thus far. And we're looking to build continuous relationships and partnerships to be able to maximize our potential as an organization.
Awesome. Stedman, again, thank you so much for your time here. And everyone who has watched this episode, please go check out CAYS. And I want to thank you for always listening to Moving Through and Beyond the podcast. And I'm here to remind you to just keep looking up. If you found this episode inspiring or helpful, please share it with a friend or a family member. In order to be successful on this mission, I can't do it alone. Connect with me at www.careyconley.com. And don't forget to sign up for my weekly Do It On Purpose newsletter. Let's build this life-giving vision movement together to end this epidemic, save lives, and create purpose.